There are those out there, I know this, who will try to claim that any honest commentary to Islam is right wing, nationalistic, bigoted, or that the person making those claims is somehow psychotic. This is a very easy thing to do. These people are not Muslims. They've never lived in a Muslim family. They've never lived in a Muslim society. And if they have, brief periods of time, um, they've never felt it. Uh, and comparing Islam to Nazism might not be some parallels. But you can compare it in one respect. If you were, let's say, a non-German, I'm not going to go straight to Jews, but a non-German, an outsider, somebody with differences, living under Nazi society, you may be tolerated, but it's just until it gets more extreme, then you get wiped out. Well, they tolerated me. I mean, they tolerated some people with brown hair and not, exactly blonde hair and blue eyes. They're not all that hateful. We can keep making excuses for things. Uh, a belligerent drunk with a knife who's horrible and wants to, kill all the rich people. Oh, but we need to meet his grievances. Uh, these people are apologizing for evil. No, no, I say Islam. I don't say Muslims. Many Muslims are better. And in my personal life, in my life I've experienced, better people. I know Muslims that are better people than most that I've met. I'm not talking about Muslims. I'm talking about Islam. This is the religion that everybody refuses to look at, that everybody wants to hide from, that everybody wants to listen to Karen Armstrong about, and that people want to try to find reasons to praise. They don't look at the people that have been crushed and that are being brutalized by this ideology, because Islam will say it's not a religion, it actually is an ideology, and it's correct when it says that. When Christians say Christianity is not a religion, it's an ideology, they're idiots. I've heard many evangelicals try to say that. And again, this is something new, brought about by the George Bush years. It's not evangelicals who used to say that evangelicals used to not even vote. But I think it's a very sick thing when you consider yourself brave and open-minded to apologize for evil. To not look at those countries and be like, wow, women's rights, gay rights, uh, ethnic rights. Because remember, black people aren't treated equal in the societies either. Don't matter. It just matters that how the West speaks of these things. As long as it's worse for the West to give an honest, straightforward view that could offend. That's worse than actually people being butchered in these countries for an ideology and because of an ideology. And there's a real cowardice in that. Because right now you can be all brave and say, oh, but we're standing up for the Muslims. See, there's this general consensus against it, and we're the ones who are really the brave ones, and because we're agreeing with the Muslims, and we're saying, oh, but you out there who criticize, you're just going along with the flow. I don't really go along with the flow, but by default, sometimes I would have to, because it has to be right. With gay rights, I'm for it. I don't see anything you can think that's yeah, they should be able to walk down the street. I mean, are you going to take the side of the Westboro Baptists saying you're just getting no? Sometimes uh, popular opinion that speaks out and say that's fucking evil and it should be destroyed. You might have a feeling because we're trained to feel this to harken back to World War I or even Nazi Germany saying, whoa, that's probably we should take a second look at that, and that's good that you do that. But when you say, well, I always have to take the other side. I always have to defend, not just take a devil's advocate and see what's right and wrong, but always have to kind of be on that outside, so it can seem like you're on the cutting edge of civil rights or something like that. Oh, this is why not take that view about pedophilia? Why not stand up for NAMBLA? There is a line in the sand, and when you try to blend things together, all well, Islam, Jainism, Christianity, religions, pagans, it's all the same. It's all brutal. And every time you say, hey, you know what, those people are getting butchered over there. Oh, but look what the Christians did 500 years ago. Well, this is happening now. We should stop that. Well, we have no place to. We can't because some people assume to think that uh, America's a Christian country, so that would be wrong. That would be like the Crusades, which the Crusades were an attack, launch, not an attack. Were were a response to the invasion of the Muslims onto Christian land, and I don't think people understand that. And it's baffling. And I'm going to use a word that the Al Qaeda uses: collaborators. And that's what these people are. Nazi sympathizers, appeasers. And I don't mean that in a Republican way, because I'm not a Republican. But just as we have to stand up to Sarah Palin in the world, more importantly, we have to stand for those people who butcher children in the street. And we can't equate the two. As much as I think Sarah Palin's a dumb bitch, I can't say she's the same thing as somebody who would massacre a family for being the wrong religion.